Alright guys, welcome back to our playthrough of Tomb Raider Remastered. This is level 10, the City of Khamoon. And already I can see a stark contrast from the original game. There is a kind of crimson reddy hue to this cave, where in the original it was very bright, open and kind of yellow. I've also noticed this lovely oscillating pillar of light popping through this lovely little opening here, which kind of comes out of a cloud skybox there, totally absent in the original version, and a very, very welcome atmospheric touch. So, we have arrived in Egypt. We are guided by a vision. So we just saw a couple of cutscenes when Lara put together the Scions of Qualopec and Tihocan. And in it, she saw the beautiful ancient Atlantis with its prominent Great Pyramid. We also saw the three rulers of Atlantis, and each with their own piece of the Scion. We then saw the third ruler, whom we don't know. We do know Qualopec and we do know Tihocan, using the Scion to create sort of fleshy bioweapon monsters, and that is the explanation for the centaur creature that we saw protecting the Tomb of Tihocan in the last level. So for this blasphemy of creating basically abominable bioweapons, the third ruler was placed in prison and their Scion was taken away and tossed to the wind just as a meteor cataclysm hit Atlantis, destroying it. And then somehow eventually found its way right here in Egypt at the City of Khamoon. All of which Lara learned from the sort of supernatural vision she had. So that was just a little summary of what we saw. We know that Qualopec, after the fall of Atlantis, he survived it, as did Tihocan. He went to, he sort of traveled the world, I guess, and he ended up in Peru, where he was venerated. And of course, Tihocan stayed in Greece, but probably went to Meteora, where, as we saw from his burial chamber, he died without child, and his knowledge knew no heritage, sadly. So there you go, you're all caught up. I'm just solving this little introductory puzzle here. You just have to drag the blocks. We have to drag this block over here, two over here, so it can get up of here. And I'll just take a moment to kind of remark at the difference in these hieroglyphs here from the original version. As you can see, sort of flat, blurry textures. They did the best they could, of course. But now we've got what looks kind of like recessed stone, like they carved straight in. It's a really, really nice touch. Same with the stones. And I also noticed the lovely switch over here. Look how beautiful that gold kind of border is, right? Skeleton was there, but they've just taken it so much further beyond. Alright, so with the lore kind of recap done, let's head up and on with the level. Oh wow. That little peek we just got of the Sphynx. Oh. Look at that. Look at the way that it used to be, right? Oh, I'm getting interrupted. We got a nice stash of magnum bullets from Pierre in the last level, so we'll be using them a bit more. But wow, what a difference this is. We've got beams of light coming in, shedding light on the Sphinx's head, which is now a fully 3D object. I mean, if we look at it before, it looked like a smooshed face on a flat surface, right? Just what an amazing glow up. And I love that the light is sort of just against this wall, but all around it is darkness. It's a really big difference from the original version, as we can see there. Just amazing. All right, so let's go into this courtyard here where the Sphynx is. Oh, that's a mummy. With its deep, monstrous growl. And we know now from the cutscene of how the Scion was used to create bioweapons that mummy is likely a creation of Atlantis and the Scion. We know then that the Scion, the third Scion, can't be far. But yeah, look at it up close. Just brilliant. What a change. What a change. And then again, there we've got the light source popping in there. Absent from the original. Amazing. Amazing stuff. So where do we begin on this level? We have a small obelisk there that requires 4 Egyptian artifacts of some kind. 2 double doors here. We've got an opening up there, and of course we've got a block with a Sphynx. There is a path down here, but I believe that it is gated off. So, we're going to start by investigating the Sphynx a little closer. The now beautifully rounded Sphynx. And you know what? Even these paws, I just noticed, are not flat rectangular. They've actually rounded them ever so slightly to make them feel more like paws. That's a really, really nice touch. There's a little opening just here on the Sphynx's shoulder. We can just hop up here. And there's a sneaky opening just here. With a lovely Sapphire Key. Much easier to see in this level than some of the Greek levels, particularly the cistern. I mean, I've gotten a lot of feedback from people who couldn't see the key, and yeah, it's absolutely because it's so small now. It's not like the size of Lara's forearm or something anymore. We can get into this little pool for some goodies. Love how dark it is under the water here, and we've got like a red kind of light coming in. It's really, really beautiful. I mean, look how... And it was still pretty dark and shadowy, but it's a very different feeling now. Alright, with this Sapphire Key, we're going to head into the heart of the Sphynx over here. Oh, look at this golden door surrounded by darkness here. Like you could see the hieroglyphs so clearly now, comparatively kind of blurry mismatch of like textures and lines there. Just amazing. And I love how there's so much shadow in here, right? Because it would be a little enclosure and the light's not quite hitting here. Really, really nice. Wow, look at... Oh, wow, they've opened up the ceiling there. That used to be closed, I think. Yes. What a different feeling this is now. Just sort of pouring in. Gorgeous. And of course, these sarcophaguses? I don't know. Fully 3D objects now. No longer flat, smooshed faces. Just great. Okay, through these lovely now kind of corrugated rusted bars, previously flat pixels, we can actually see 2 double doors, and that's the end of the level. I love how they've sort of, it reminds me a little bit of the first level, the caves, where you could see the entrance to Vilcabamba through that sort of bamboo gate. It's a lovely way of just showing the level design, how it all sort of encircles. Really nice. Got a corridor puma there. Ah, we can see very clearly through this little opening that there is another sapphire key in another room. Very nice. Oh, I love they've put the 3D greenery over the texture. Love that. Beautiful. Look, it looks like, oh, and there's like palm trees and they're swaying. I mean, look at that. What a difference. So beautiful. And you can see that there's a light beam coming in from behind them. Gorgeous. Crocs in Greece, Crocs in Egypt. We're never going to escape them. Oh, wow. This room looks... Oh, look at that. Look at that. It's so like where the sort of light veil is coming is obviously just, you know, illuminating that very central kind of temple, the temple of the cat over there. As you can see in the original version, it was a fully sealed room. Again, that feeling of being buried and deep underneath. No more. But still, yeah, just really, really, really lovely. We'll grab this med pack. That was the room we were just in with the Sphynx. Beautiful hieroglyphs there as well. Very, very faithful, like down to the shapes of the pixels, like just perfect. All right, through here we can see another room, kind of flooded hall. Can't reach it from here though. I thought it best to trigger that boulder trap so that later we don't get into trouble. Happened to me last time I played through this level. Not going to go here just yet. I do want to direct us to secret number 1, which is just over here. You can probably go from this side. Nice simple secret out of the way. I feel like in many ways the Greece levels are way harder than the Egyptian levels. I'm not sure why that is. I don't know if they had a different sequence originally or when they were making the game. Alright, so I guess we can have a quick look at the Temple of the Cat before we, or the little cat statue. Very nice. A nice glow up from the original. Alright, so let's head into the water here. And we'll head this way. Beautiful flooded corridor here. Alright, let's begin the ascent here. You can see a lovely opening over there. I love the paint, like I love how painted these textures look now. Hard to convey that in the original graphic, yeah? But now it looks like, yeah, they've just been applied via brush straight onto, you know, stone. Or whatever ancient render they used. I always loved this little room in the original. It's just really intimate and quaint. And we've got lovely 3D vase there. No longer a flat image. Beautiful. Cozy little room. There's an unusual sound. Alright, so we can see what it did. It sort of protruded that golden block there outwards. Alright, so we're going to be heading up to that balcony over there. And we're going to need this block to help us do it. Alright, let's make this big jump over here. Oof. Oh, I love this. They've done this so nicely. It was there in the original, of course. Much blurrier. But I love how you can see through it into another room. And it's fully 3D now. It's really, really nice. Alright, so that switch just opened that little hatch in the roof there. I'm going to push this block so we can reach it. And we've got the light coming in from there. Everything else is kind of in that reddy shadow. Alright, so we can descend lower into that little temple with the cat statue. Look at this. That is so beautiful. It's so bright right here at the summit, right? Very different from the original that had sort of like scattered lighting all throughout. As you can see, it's baked down there and there. Very central point now. A bit more realistic, I guess. We're going to head up this way because this is the path to secret number 2. We'll head down this ramp. Oh, look at that. Comparison. I love what they've done with the foliage in this game. Big difference. Even this kind of like textured stone. I mean, it's actually got little like flaws and cracks and stuff. Hard to tell in the original. Nice now. Alright, so just above that little doorway, those Uzi clips, that's secret number 2. So you can just take a running jump here. Excellent. And the reason that we triggered the boulder before... Oh! Got a little crocodile friend. The reason we triggered the boulder is if we just dropped straight down, we would have been killed. And did that happen to me in my last playthrough of the game? Yes, it did. You learn through pain. You learn through pain. We're going to carefully drop down to this block here. Ooh, love that. Love the cracked texture on that block there. Beautiful. Now, don't head down here. I think it's just a little trap that will just bring you out from this little opening here. Not necessary. We can just head over here. And down this way. Love this. Again, definitely looks like it could be ancient paint and ink. A big, big difference from this. Even this little pit here, big, big improvement from the original. I think the original was a little brighter, obviously. We can see against the walls and down there. They've kind of darkened it, right? Because there's no light source popping in. Oops. Analog stick woes. Okay. We're going to hop down into this little pit. Just be careful here, because I can kill you pretty quick. Another lesson I learned last time I was playing this level. I love that this is almost entirely pitch black because there is just no light. Different from the highly illuminated original. I think they've gone for that slightly more realistic lighting in the whole game. We'll head to secret number 3 before we get on with the level. And it's just over here. Again, another pretty simple one in plain sight. Even this this block I noticed earlier, I didn't focus on it, but it looks like it could be a butterfly or a wasp or something. Oh, it was there in the original, okay, but they've just made it way more discernible, shall we say. Alright, let's press on. I would probably recommend a shotgun at this juncture for certain things. Oof. You gotta be real careful of these sort of, these mummies, for lack of a better term. They can really, really damage you quite quickly. Alright, so we can see an opening way there in the ceiling, but far, far too high for us to climb, and a little hatch there. We'll come back, don't you worry. It's a really attractive color scheme, I think, in this level. That's sort of like aqua, azure, kind of green-blue against this kind of reddy gold. It's basically the color scheme kind of aesthetic for the whole level. And if we see here, over there, that little distinct opening, we were on the other side of that in that flooded room that we climbed. So again, just the way that the levels encircle is really, really nice. Got a pit of sand here. And to that point, continuing that point, we're now above the room with the sarcophagi from the beginning of the level. I'm being a little careful in my hopping there because the analog stick can sometimes send Lara in many directions that I don't intend. Ah, that's so beautiful. And that opening has just changed the feeling here so much. Okay, kind of heard the sound of like maybe sand falling. We'll head back to the room. If you do fall, I think you can open that hatch we opened in the ground in the previous room to get back to where you need to go. Okay, you can see the sand pile that was in this room has now fallen to the room below. Alright, and flooding the room below has allowed us to reach the little opening just here. And we arrive at the end of the level. It's a nice kind of simple, quick one, comparatively, from the sort of complicated Grecian levels. A nice little introduction to Egypt there, and really brought forth in a new light, quite literally, through the remaster. So we'll pop through to the next level, and I'll catch you guys there.